What is going on, guys? This is Joe Young coming at you with an update video on the Mini S today. Today I'm going to give you guys a quick update on the tank. So nothing really has changed in the tank. The only thing is that obviously I did swap out my third and final beta into the tank. I've been doing this kind of rotation between the three betas I've had to give them kind of a little mini showcase and also just to kind of give them a little bit more room. So this is the yellow and black koi beta. It kind of morphed into a different kind of beta. It's a lot darker than it was before, so it has more black. The yellow is not as pronounced as before, and it's actually starting to develop a little bit more blue or hints of blue on the scales. So far the beta is doing pretty decently. It did develop I guess a kind of minor. The beta is doing pretty decently in the tank. It's eating really well, you know, it's really active. The one thing is it did develop some sort of, I guess, fungus towards the tip of its like body next to the tail. I've been treating it for about 2 weeks or so with minor medicine. I've been letting it kind of like do the healing on its own, and it looks like it's slowly starting to heal correctly. There's still a little bit of residual, I guess, scale loss in that area, but he looks like he's gonna pull through. Alright, so other than the beta in the tank, I do have two snails. The two snails are at the very top left right there. They keep climbing out of this tank and kind of just like falling on the floor, and I'll just find them. So obviously I don't have any like lids on here because I do have a wabi-kusa on the top, and you know there's not really much I can do, but these nerret snails tend to just kind of like run out of tank randomly and just kind of sometimes will climb back in, sometimes they won't. So if you guys have any nerret snails, be careful. They do like to climb out of the tank. As you all know, the only plant that I'm growing in here, and obviously it's a low-tech tank, I don't have any like CO2, and actually ended up cutting the fertilizer to this tank because, as you can see, it started to develop some algae, because even very little fertilizer is considered overdosing in nutrients in this tank, and it just had a algae bloom. So I had to actually really just cut back on the fertilizer and just let the tank do its thing. So it's kind of recovering from that. So initially I had a pretty decent green and thick carpet of Monte Carlos, and now some of it died back due to the algae kind of covering some of it, and it's starting to like slowly grow back, as you can see. And actually this time around the Monte Carlos is growing almost like HC, where the leaves are really smaller and finer. So it's kind of interesting because before, when I started, the leaves were pretty thick. So this is the difference between Monte Carlos and the baby tears. If you guys haven't noticed, they're pretty much the same plants. Except for Monte Carlos, the leaf is a little bit thicker and a little bit bigger than baby tears. Other than that, you know, obviously the plant is growing really well. I'm actually surprised because, you know, it's actually in a low tech tank. You know, the carpet isn't growing as fast as I would like it, but it's still growing at a pretty decent pace. Because of the minor algae outbreak, it kind of set back the full carpeting look. And then also I kind of messed up during my water changes. As you can see, some of the stuff has been uprooted. So what would happen is, because the substrate is so small, it literally is like under an inch in terms of substrate. When I'm refilling the water, when I do water changes, if you basically put too much water in one area, it would just disturb that one whole area. So what happened was, in the back here, all the way in the back here, I uprooted a bunch of Monte Carlos when I was doing a water change because it's kind of impatient. I was trying to dump the water in as fast as I can. So normally what I would do is I would try to actually slowly aim the water on top of this rock and disperse the water so it doesn't kind of like hit a specific area. But that week, or it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago when this happened, I kind of got impatient. I was just like, I gotta dump this water in as fast as I can, and literally it just like poof, this corner just exploded, and literally everything just got uprooted. So some of these patches here were from that corner, and I grabbed it, and I was trying to fill in some of these empty areas here. So that one just got uprooted again, either from the snail or from the fish. Alright, so let's talk about the wabi-kusa. Ooh, this wabi-kusa is a little bit bright, so let me kind of block out some of this light here, and there we go, it's a little bit better. So this wabi-kusa is doing pretty decently. I haven't, you know, refertilized the actual plant. As you can see, some of the moss here is starting to kind of die back, so I probably need to trim some of these off and let some of these new stuff grow in here. But other than that, overall the moss looks pretty good, you know, pretty decent. I don't have any carpeting plants on here. I just have this Crypt on top here. So what was really interesting was this morning when I woke up, and I guess I don't really pay attention to this Crypt as much as I should, but I noticed this like flower. This is really interesting. Like, I've never seen, you know, Crypts flower before, I guess. And this is how they flower. So you can see it looks really odd and weird. It's like a little stem that sticks from the middle all the way up, and then it has like this little hole looking thing. I was trying to Google some pictures to see what it's supposed to do. I don't know if it's supposed to be leaves, but it looks like a flower to me. And it looks kind of weird, but awesome at the same time because of the color is like super red. Looks pretty cool, I thought. Alright guys, and that's the update for the Mini S. I hope you guys liked the update on the Mini S. Make sure you guys leave a comment below if you have any questions. And oh, I forgot one thing. Thank you guys for the support. I actually hit 3,000 subs probably a couple weeks ago. I just forgot to thank you guys on some of these updated videos. But anyways, thank you for that. The channel is still growing pretty fast and pretty rapidly, and I'm really stoked still. So anyways, until next time guys, peace out.